Hey guys, do you struggle when that ball is beneath your feet? I'm going to help you deal with all sorts of weird lies that you see out on a golf course on a daily basis with this week's video. All right guys, so a lot of players get in here and they struggle when they get out on the golf course. They see uneven lies and they don't know how to deal with the situation. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to teach you how to deal with every type of lie that you can face on a golf course. If you understand how to position yourself, set yourself up, and read the lie before you hit the shot, playing the game of golf becomes a lot easier. Now, before I get into that, if you enjoy this channel, please hit the like button, please sub. I love that we keep building this community, and leave a comment with your issues. I will get around to shooting a video to discuss your issue and help you with your game specifically. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is lies you face in the rough. We're going to talk about the jumper, the flyer lie, okay, and the chunky lie. Now, understanding how the ball is going to come out of the rough is very important. If we get into a position where when we swing, we start making contact with the top of the face, we are not going to get the same spin rates that we will get if we hit a solidly struck shot out of the fairway. So we have to understand that that's going to get a lot of compression though. That ball is going to jump with no spin. So a lot of times when we get a flyer, the ball will land and run out way hotter than it normally would, and you will be surprised at how far you could carry a golf ball when we do that. We often get that when a lot of the golf ball is just sitting up, there's not a lot of cushion underneath it. That is a big time position where we can start seeing the ball jumping out the face. Now, if we get in the rough and the ball starts to bury down, we are not going to be able to get the club face back to the ball like we want to every time. We're going to have a lot of objects in between that golf ball and the club face, which is going to put us in a position where we don't get that solidness of strike. That golf ball is going to come out a little bit chunky, a little bit shorter. You have to take that variable into account when you're playing golf. If you see that, take an extra club, aim away from trouble, right? How much it's going to come out, how much it's going to affect it. That comes with a lot of experience in playing and practicing. So for the regular amateur golfer, if you can just take a line towards the pin that takes bunkers out of play, takes rocks, takes water, takes a lot of rough out of play, if you can take that line, always do that. Don't worry about getting it next to the pin. Just try and do everything you can to get on the green, and you'll notice that your scores start dropping once you hit that more successful, easy shot. One of the shots players deal with that they really hate is when the ball is on a down slope, right? The downhill lie is incredibly difficult. But there's a few techniques we can do to make sure we always make solid contact. Now, I always want to be in a position, whether I'm downhill or uphill, where I get my shoulder matching the slope at address. And I want to feel like I'm maintaining that throughout. That's going to put me in a position where I can keep the club traveling with the slope for as long as possible. That is what you need the club head to do. You want it feeling like it's moving down the slope in order to get solid contact. So I will do whatever it takes to get in here, even if I have to change my lie, my foot angles, if I'm on a big slope, okay, to get my shoulders with the slope. Now that means a lot more of my pressure is going to go into my front foot at address, okay? Now I'm going to try and get my ball position maybe a little bit back. Center, I'm never going to put it forward, okay? From here, I'm going to keep my shoulders feeling like they are tilted with the slope in my backswing, and then I'm going to work everything down. I always recommend to players when they have the downslope shot that you're just taking a 3/4 swing if it's a full swing, okay? That's going to make it a lot easier to get in position to make solid contact when you're making that swing time and time again. Uphill lie can be difficult for a lot of players, but a lot of players really like it because it's going to shoot the ball more up in the air. But just with the downhill lie, we want to make sure we get into a position where we are keeping our shoulders with the slope. Now this is going to get my pressure a little bit further back. That's okay. We know we just want to swing up and along the slope when we're making our swing. That's going to put us in a position where we're hitting it even higher, okay? So if you take that into account when you're playing golf, always grab an extra club or two depending on the slope. Don't try and fight it, get the hand super far forward, dig into it. That's not the way to deal with it. Just accept that it's going to go high, grab the extra club, set yourself up for success, and make the swing that you're looking for. All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about the ball above the feet scenario. When I set into this, I am closer to that golf ball. So I need to make sure that I am choking up on the golf club every time. I don't want my hands in close to my body. I want to feel like everything's hanging normally. Okay, so make sure you're choking up when the ball is above your feet. My pressure is also going to want to fall backwards when I'm in this situation. So I need to make sure I get everything tilted into a position where I keep the pressure in the balls of my feet when I address the golf ball. I want that good balance, and I want to hold it throughout the entire golf swing. So when I set up and I make my swing, I never take full swings off of these side hill lies. I always make a nice compressed 3/4 backswing. I find that when I make the full swing, I start losing my balance point. I think taking the extra club and making the 3/4 swing will really go a long way to helping you get solid contact every time you see these lies. Now, one of the keys that you have to just deal with is the fact that this ball is going to want to move right to left for a right-handed golfer. I always aim to take that into account. I never get in here and I try and fight the lie. I never want to see myself holding that face open, because that creates a lot more issues when you start talking about the path that's going to be naturally moving more into out. So make sure you aim right, allow the ball to move, and make that 3/4 swing. If you do that and you find your balance points, you start to realize that this is actually a shot that could create a lot of success for a player. All right, so the final shot we're going to talk about is the situation where the ball is beneath my feet. So just like all my other shots, I want to get in here and make sure I have good balance. So the ball is now farther away from me. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get my stance even wider, okay? I want to feel as though I have a wide balance finish. Now my pressure is going to want to move into my toes when I'm doing this. So I need to be in a position where I get my pressure more back towards my heels when I set up to it. Okay, when I do this, I need to make sure that I get wide, I keep everything in here, and I really feel the balance into the balls of my feet. Now, when I make this swing, I'm going to stick with the 3/4 move. I want to keep my balance. I don't want to be toppling towards the golf ball, okay? That can lead to an absolute disaster. So make sure you understand the balance points. Now, when you're looking at this shot, this ball for a right-handed golfer is going to naturally curve left to right. So if you can deal with that curve and not fight it, and you aim to assume that's going to happen, you will find that you start hitting more reliable shots, take that fade, and play better golf every time. All right, guys, so I hope this video helps everyone play better golf. If you can get in here and you can deal with all the variables and all the different lies that you see on a golf course on a day in, day out basis, and you can execute the shots better, you will find your scores start to drop rapidly, and you will have a lot more pleasure playing this game. Hey guys, if you like this video, please like and comment. I come out with new content every Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Thanks a lot, you guys.